Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. Do you know what LED stands for? Apparently it stands for really cool lights. Looks like Dan's only halfway done. Let's get caught up. Hey Dan, run that intro.
Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. Remember on that video about the Yukon when I said I wasn't going to upgrade anything? Other than that, I really don't plan on upgrading anything on the truck. There's nothing else that I really need to do to it. There's nothing else I want to do to it. Yeah, well, I had this company reach out to me that makes LED light bulbs, and this thing could definitely use them. So let's see what we got. So here's what we got. These are LED headlights and LED fog lights. I'll put the links in the description down below about where I got them from. They have a really good rating, so they gave them to me and said, hey, put these in your truck and let us know what you think. So I figured I might as well do a video on putting them in also. If you're not interested in watching the installation on the truck, then you can go ahead and skip to the end, and I'll do some before and afters to show you what they did. So the first thing we'll do is open these up. Feels like a pretty solid package, so that's good. They at least don't want them to break on their way over to you. Wrapped up for your safety. If you care about part numbers, this is DDY13. This is for the headlights. Vacuum sealed. There we go. Right. Get a couple of zip ties for the wiring, I'm assuming. The old product manual to show you how to put them in. So this is generic, of course, but this kind of tells you usually how the light bulbs go into your vehicle. You can always look up online and find a YouTube video on how to put them in your specific vehicle, or watch this one if you have a Yukon Silverado or whatever it says in the description. So this is what they look like. So it has two little LEDs there, and it's got two little LEDs on the other side. It's got, I guess, a little reflector on the back thingy, but this basically just goes in and twists on, and then you have your plug that should plug right into your stock plug. So we're gonna hope. It says tear invalid. I don't know what that means, or maybe it's tear invalid. Maybe you're not gonna cry. So this is what you get, two of these. So here's the specs on the lights. As we know, they're LED types LMP7035. The light temperature is 6500 Kelvin white, and the housing material is aviation aluminum. Now another cool thing about these is you can actually rotate them to adjust to where they need to be. Now it says in the guide here that they should face 3 and 9 o'clock when you're done. So you do have to make sure that they're clicked in the right place, that they're in tight, and if you need to rotate them, you can go ahead and do that as well. So on the headlight, what I think the coolest thing is check this out. It's got a little fan on it, so if it gets hot, it'll turn that fan on and cool it off. Pretty cool. And we'll open up these fog lights. This is not packaged as well, but again, you don't really need the good packaging, you just need them to get there safely, and this looks like it's pretty sturdy. And again, they're kind of the same things. The fog light just has one LED on either side, and then it's got the plug that hopefully will plug right into the stock fog lights. So we're about to find out. Let's go to the truck. So I honestly don't know how these headlights come out, but there's a bolt here and a bolt here, so we're going to pull those and see what happens. If you have a similar vehicle, you can do the same thing. If you don't, well, go find your instructions. Alright, let's see what happens. Now I'm thinking there may be additional bolts behind here we have to take out, and this is pushed out anyway from something about a Chevelle getting pulled out of the dirt. So I'm going to pull this bolt off here, and then we'll peel this back and see what we can access. Another one down here at the bottom, so we'll get that out. And in the middle is just have poppers, which dislodged anyway, so we'll fix that when we put it back together. Now, if you take out screws that are different sizes, make sure you remember where they go, take pictures. Those are a little shorter on the back, this one on the bottom's a little longer. So I'll probably put it back in here, so remember where it came out of, or I'll just leave it there. I will tell you that peeling this back also gives us access to the fog light in there, so we'll be able to change that bulb easily as well. Alright, so peeling this back a little bit, I can tell that there's another bolt on it right down here. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. Alright, that one. Can't see if there's another one, so let's just try and see if it'll move. Moving better. Maybe another one down in here, so we'll pull this off and peel it back and see. Alright, take all this stuff off. Okay. There we go. At this point I'm thinking it might be easier to take the bumper off, but I think we're going to be okay. Now, this isn't going to pull out far because we do have the wires attached, so let's go ahead and detach that and then we'll bring this in the bench. So if you are working on one of these vehicles, there's a little catch in here. So there's just the 3 bolts, so one there, one here, and then this is a catch. So you can pull it out, be gentle, and try not to scratch your bumper paint. Alright, so with the light on the bench, looks a lot bigger than it did in the truck. But all we have to do is give a little twist to the original bulb, and it'll pop right out. We want to protect this and keep it because it does work. We may need it as a backup one day or decide we want to go back to these. And we'll grab one of the new ones, and it should basically go in back the same way. Now again, you want to make sure these are facing 3 and 9, so horizontally, when they're locked in. So I'm going to rotate it back a little bit, get it match up with the ears, and then we'll twist it. Make sure it's locked in all the way. So on the back of these bulbs where you have this little fan, you can actually grab this once the housing is locked in, and this will allow you to rotate the bulb around so you make sure it's facing the right way. They said 3 and 9. For reinstallation, we're just going to plug in the wires and then go ahead and get this housing back where it belongs. So we get this past that lip and we can get it centered. So that's it for the headlight. The other one's the same, only backwards, or opposite, or mirror. You know what I mean. Let's get to this fog light. Like I said, we have easy access on the back. So if you got one of these panel popper tools, you could just pop these off. This is just your inner fender well. This gives you nice, easy access to that fog light. So let's pull the bulb out. So here's a quick note on these fog light bulbs. You want to push these tabs in and then pull, and that will release these little hooks inside here. And now back checking the fog light bulb. So same thing, it looks like it'll fit right in with the stock position. As you saw, we kind of broke this tab off getting them out, or getting this one out, so we want to make sure we're very gentle with this. It should just push in, and then when this one is in, it will not rotate because it clicks in, so it's set to be where it needs to be, and it'll plug right in. And you can see the plug looks the same. There we go. Make sure it clicks in all the way. Give it a tug to make sure it's in well. Let's see what they look like. As you can see, I'm halfway done. The ones on the right side of the truck, your left, are the LEDs, and the other side are not. You can see how much cooler these look, and that's just during the day. We're going to do a side-by-side driving comparison and show you what the old ones look like versus what the new ones look like. So apparently these cameras don't really work well at night, so I can't do the driving shot that I wanted to do. I mean, I did it, but it doesn't look very good. So what I'll do is I'll just show you coming down the driveway here and stopping here. So you can see on the left is the halogen lights, and they look okay. They look normal if you have older vehicles, but on the right you get brighter, whiter, purer light out of these LEDs. They're really awesome. It really doesn't do anything on camera. When you see it on a vehicle, like you can tell when you're driving down the road and somebody's coming at you with halogens, it's like, man, whatever. If they're coming at you with LEDs or they're behind you and it's in your rear view mirror, you're like, wow, look at how bright that is. So these lights are definitely worth it if you have the money. They really weren't that expensive. If you're in the market or you're having trouble seeing at night, I would definitely look into these LED lights. I'll put a link in the description below to these. You can also check out their store, look at other items they have on Amazon. They have lights for like everything. So they're really cool. I'm really glad I installed these, and now I'm definitely not doing anything else to the truck. I wouldn't believe that. But anyway, that is it for this episode. So I thank you for watching. Stay positive, keep on wrenching, check out these other videos, and as always, look in the description below for other channels you should be checking out.